Welcome back to Great North Gaming. It's great to have you here with us today, and it's time to continue our NHL 26 franchise mode here with the New York Rangers. We're here at the beginning of the Year 2 regular season. We had a very successful offseason after a successful yet unsuccessful first year where we finished last place in the NHL, and we were able to draft Gavin McKenna. So we drafted the bar fight general, Gavin McKenna, first overall. So this is what our team's looking like. We'll go through the lines and we'll go through the changes we made in the offseason. So Gavin McKenna, first overall draft pick, going to play on the first line. Thomas Novak, we brought him in from Pittsburgh along with Ricard Raquel, just trying to add to this team. And then they're going to play alongside of Dawson Mercer, who I'm hoping can have a nice breakout season here playing with Novak and McKenna. Second line is going to be Lafreniere, Barrett Hayden, which is another free agent that we signed. Just a good defensive center there with Will Cooley. Third line is going to be Gabe Perreault, Oliver Moore, and Ricard Raquel. Like I said, we picked him up from Pittsburgh, playing with the two rookies there. A good veteran there to play alongside of them. And then the fourth line is going to be Bobby McMahon, Teddy Bluger, and O'Connor. So O'Connor we picked up at the trade deadline last year, and Teddy Bluger and Bobby McMahon we brought in from free agency. So we kind of built a bit of a team from free agency here. My goal for this year is to make the playoffs. I obviously don't expect us to be competing for the Stanley Cup, but I want us to make the playoffs. I promise this to the fans, so we're going to do everything in our power to be competitive this year, try to make the playoffs. Even if we go to the first round, it'll be great for our young core. Taking a look at defensively, we have Kevin Krasinski with Adam Fox. Alexander Nikishin, another player we brought in from the Carolina Hurricanes this offseason. Signed him to a long-term deal as well for the next 3 years at $4.75, so a bit of a bridge deal. Brandon Schneider we brought back, Scott Morrow, and then Mario Ferraro is another free agent signing, a good defensive defenseman. And then in the cage is not changing, Igor Shesterkin and Jonathan Quick. So as I was getting this video set up, editing the lines and stuff, so I edited the AHL lines, obviously, but I had to make a few roster transactions because I need to bring in some free agents here for the bottom pairing. So I went ahead and made that trade, and then after I made that trade, everyone on our NHL team jumped back up because Lafreniere was down at an 83, Shesterkin was down at an 88. So it's looking good. The team's looking good. I'm hoping that we can be competitive. We'll do some chemistry conversations once the season gets underway here. But taking a look at our AHL team, this is why I want to make the playoffs this year, because we have a plethora of young players coming up next year. You know, we have Barrett Bedard. I don't know if he's going to make the team or not, maybe more of a trading asset. Noah Laba, who can definitely be coming up to play on the third or fourth line next year. Gavin Brindley, again, I don't know if he's a good skater, he's a good playmaker, but he's not very good defensively. He doesn't have a shot. He's not physical, so he might be more of a trading asset. Liam Greentree is someone that we're trying to grow down here. Same thing with Miroslav Folenka, both two young guys there playing with Soroka, another young prospect for us. Rubrick, he's high overall at a young age, so I'm hoping that he can grow pretty well. It's the skating and physical that are kind of driving him up. Playing us alongside of Parsonen, he might be making the NHL team next year, and Brandon Othman. These guys got experience last year. Matt Rempe, he kind of dropped down, so he's going to be playing down in the AHL. Hopefully he can grow. I'd love to see him playing in the NHL, playing with Sam Carrick and Brandon Brizon. On the defensive end, we have Ben Danford still coming up. Medium top four defenseman. He's looking pretty good overall. Matthew Robertson, he's no one. The rest of our defensive prospects, we don't really have any, and we don't have any goaltending prospects, but we want to grow these forward cores, grow Ben Danford. So we signed 2 AHL prospects there. We forgot to say, but I think the obvious choice is Adam Fox for captaincy. And then Brandon Schneider and Will Cooley. So just the veterans here on the team here. Maybe the A's can change in the future once someone proves them, but Adam Fox is our captain moving forward. So with that all being said here, let's get into the coaching conversation here with our new coaching staff. Led by Andre Tarange. All right, what are your thoughts for the season? I agree that we're going to make the playoffs. Preseason focus. So usually I go 5v5, but since we're going to play with player morale, let's just work on team bonding. I want these boys. We're not the best team, but we're gonna win by friendship here. So Andre Tarange, you got some work to do. The locker room is in disrepair. Ethan, is it Ethan Bear? Yep, and perfect. So those guys are in there. So let me get the AHL lines edited here, and we'll get up to the beginning of the regular season. Alrighty, so we're here at the beginning of the regular season. We have our first game up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So we're going to take this slowly here. I want to try to make the playoffs, so we'll make some line changes when we see fit. So let's get a playoff sim here done to start the game. This isn't our home opener, but it's the season opener. We'll see how the boys perform here in the very first game. I think we're going to be more of a defensive team, and then it's just whether or not we can score goals. We have a good goaltender. Our defensive core is looking pretty good. It's just our offense that still needs to grow. But a good defensive first game here. 0-0 tie halfway through the game. Who's going to open the goal scoring for the season for both these guys? And the captain, Adam Fox, scores to open the season for his New York Rangers. He's leading this team. Hopefully he's going to be leading them to a championship very soon. Third period, here we go. Columbus is out shooting us, but we're keeping them to a minimum there. But Oliver scores on Shesterkin there to tie up the game. Do we got another goal in us? No, Ivan Provorov scores on the power play. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. You know, Shesterkin's going to play out of his mind, but if we can't score goals, that's going to be a problem here. And we're going to lose the first game here 3-1. Not too much we can do there. So let's get the season simulation started here. We'll get the first couple of weeks here of the season done, the first month done. Who's this? Get that out. Noah Juleson. Who are you? I don't need you. Alex Steves. No, I don't need you. Our AHL team's looking pretty good. 2 back-to-back losses here, only scoring 1 goal in both those games. A shootout loss there. An overtime loss. Okay, Kevin Krasinski's been injured till November 1st, so just replace a player here. That's a shootout win up against the LA Kings. We finally get the first win of the season. Replace the player down in the AHL. Decline that trade. I don't want anyone right now. Kevin Krasinski's back. We'll wait. I don't want him to get hurt. Okay, so 2-3-2 to start the season. We're not out of it, that's for sure. It's really early on in the season here. But let's get Kevin back in there. Perfect. And let's just take a look at the lines here. McKenna, 1 assist. Novak. Okay, that first line's not working. The second line's... yeah, no one's scoring here. So let's shake up the offense here. Let's get Gavin McKenna moved down. Lafreniere moved up. Oliver Moore. How's Bobby McMahon doing? Ricard Raquel's doing pretty good. Let's just try making that switch there. And yeah, let's just try that for right now. It's still early on in the season here. So let's get this next month of simulation done. If we start to lose some games here, lose a bunch of games in a row, we will... Okay, so that injury is taken care of. Ricard Raquel's been injured till December 2nd. We can just replace a player. He's just on the third line there. but that definitely hurts. Adam Ginley. Just do best lines down in the AHL. What's going on here with the sim? I can't see what's happening. We're down in the AHL. That's why. 7-1-3 to start the year for Hartford, and 3-5-2 to start the year for the New York Rangers. Not looking too good here. Can we get a little bit of a winning streak? A 5-0 loss. Ethan Bear's back. Let me get him back in there. Oh my God. The stupid glitch in this game. All right. How are we doing? Okay, that's 3 bad losses in a row. Let's make some line changes here. So, Laffy. Yeah, this line's not doing well. So let's get Will Cooley up there. Lafreniere, Novak. McKenna's not doing well. Let's move McMahon up. Move McKenna down. How's Moore doing? 2 assists. Second line's not doing too bad. Let's put a defensive winger alongside of Gavin McKenna there. And O'Connor. Shake up these lines a little bit. Krasinski. First line's not playing bad. Second line's horrible. Third line's not too bad. Let's try Ferraro up there. Nikishin moved down. Okay. Changed up the lines here a little bit. Let's see if this works. Because I want to make the playoffs, but 3-8-2 to start the year. Ginley's back. There's best lines. That's a overtime win. Okay, that's 2 wins in a row, followed by a loss. Ricard Raquel's back, but he's still injured. We'll get him back in there right now. So 6-11-2. Yeah, this is not looking too good. Good thing we still have our first round pick for this year. McKenna, how are you doing? 6 points, -11. We'll give him a little bit more time here, but it might be better to just send him down to the CHL for him. Like 6 points in 20 games, -11. He's playing on the 4th line now. Let's see if this month can turn it around here. We're almost into January now. That's a win against Seattle, a win against Florida, a loss against Colorado, a win up against Tampa. Okay, we're beating some good teams here. Ethan Bear has been injured again. A loss against St. Louis. Another loss against the Islanders. The Islanders are kicking our butts this year. Best lines down in Hartford here. We're focused on this team right now. 10-15-2. Novak's been injured till December 28th. That's not too long. And we won 2 games without him in. We'll leave him out up until after Florida there. Ethan Bear has been injured so much this year. That poor guy. Just leave you out. We'll get you back in the next rotation there. That's a win up against Florida, a win against Detroit, a win up against Vegas. So 15-16-3. Where are we looking in the division? Yeah, that's going to be tight because the wild card spot's already at 41 points. So we got to be looking. Yeah, it's not looking good this year. Let's get Novak back in there. Tiplasov, how did you do here, buddy? 2 assists. He played pretty good there. Novak, get back in there. All right. Well, this season's not. Maybe we can go on a bit of a winning streak here. We won our last 3 straight. Can we continue this winning streak into January? We're very middle. We're a very middle team. But when you look at our team, you can kind of see why. a lot of mid 80s everywhere. Like, I tried to make it work, but we're no 17, 17, and 3. Like, we're still competitive, which finally we beat the New York Islanders there. We shut them out back-to-back shutouts there for Sturkin. Good job, my man. Where's the offense in those two games? He kept you in those games. Oh, we almost had a winning record there. 20, 21, and 3. See, we're not having a bad season for just coming back from finishing last in the league here. 24, 22, and 3. We are 7 points out of the playoffs. We don't really have games in hand. So this isn't looking like we're going to be doing too hot this year. How's the team doing? Lafreniere starting to turn it around there. Novak, Will Cooley. Yeah, this team's... The second line's working well. Raquel. The third line's working. The fourth line. McKenna's working better on the fourth line now. He's starting to turn it around. Krasinski, I'd like to see more out of him. Fox is killing it. Ferraro, I don't expect offense out of these guys. Nikishin, maybe would have liked to see a little bit more from you. Okay. So the team's not playing bad. That's not it at all. So let's get up to the trade deadline here. Get a better sense of where this team is. Ethan Bear, you're not getting back in the lineup. Take a couple games off here. That's a win up against Seattle, a loss against San Jose, a win against Calgary. Like, just make sure we're getting points against these Western teams here. These two guys that I signed for the bottom pair have been injured the entire season. We got an overtime loss up against Anaheim, some wins here. A divisional opponent in Washington, we lose. Chicago, that's a shootout loss. At least we're picking up some points here. It's a loss against Calgary. Alrighty. We're 64 points. We might be able to make the playoffs if we go on an absolute heater, but the problem is the Atlantic Division. Like, their 7th place team has 68 points. We have 64, so it's going to be hard for us to make the playoffs. So let's take a look at our team, take a look at who's expiring. If we want to flip some of our UFAs, let's go take a look at our contracts. All right, so taking a look at our contract extension, let's go from the back end. Jonathan Quick, we could trade, but what are we really going to get back? Shesterkin, 919, 262. He's playing amazing. Fox, Nikishin, no. Schneider, no. Krasinski, no. Ferraro, Morrow. I like our defensive core. I really don't want to trade. Like, what are you really going to get back from a Ferraro? Right wingers. Mercer, we got to give a contract extension to. Has he came down in the price? 4 years, $5.4 million. I'd be willing to do 4 years, 4.6. I'll give you a 62% no movement clause, but can I get you 4.4 for 4 years? A little bit of a price increase. Radish, Tiplasov, there's no point in trading. O'Connor, there's no point in trading. Will Cooley, 3 years, 2.85. If I can get this, eight years at 3.750. Take a pay cut. I would take that. Centers, Novak. I wouldn't mind bringing you back. 6 years, $6 million. That's a lot. I'm going to wait on Novak more. Like to give a contract extension to. Let's do a 4-year deal. Because then you'll still be an RFA at the end of it, and we can kind of decide what we want to do with you. $2.6 for 4 years. I think that's a good contract. So there's really no one I want to trade. So if we can add to this team, I'd be more than willing to do that. So let's get into the trade deadline here and see if there's any pieces that we can look to add for not just now, but for the future as well. So let's go. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline. Ooh, Jesper Wallstedt. Ooh. William Eklund. I don't need another playmaker. Tippett, O'Reilly, Bunting, Jamie Benn. William Eklund's kind of interesting. Okay, what would you... Let's do a find a trade for William Eklund. What do you want for him? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Ah, dang it. San Jose. Nope. San Jose. William Eklund. Find a trade. No trades found. Okay, let's just take a look at the entire trading block. I don't want to rush into a William Eklund because, you know, if we take a look at our left wingers, we have McKenna, we have Cooley, we have Lafreniere. Like, does he replace a Lafreniere? Let's take a look at this, because I would be... William Eklund. So you'd have to give a comparable back in Lafreniere. He's 24. Lafreniere's 25. Higher ceiling. Eklund's definitely the better player. Okay, let's not rush. Let's take a look at who's all available here. Because there might be someone even better out here that might make more sense. Paling, Rudolph, Kiefer Sherwood, no. Not much out here. Kevin Fiala, no. Brady Shea, but 32, it's kind of too old. Sylviev, no. Atchison, no. Reed, no. Sean Couturier, no. Owen Tippett. Yeah, he's not a goal scorer, so I don't really want that. Eklund's a really nice piece. I feel like we should be trying to make that move. All right, let's take a look at this. Because I would be willing... so he doesn't care about Laffy. So I would want to give you back Lafreniere. Best friends. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So, gotta send that piece back. William Eklund. He is a... There's no contract extension. He is... see an RFA at the end of? I just want to make sure. Yeah, he'll still be an RFA, so we can't lose him for nothing. Okay, William Eklund. But does that even really make sense? Like, why would we add a William Eklund? That's the only question is, I just don't know if he makes our team a lot better. Yeah, he's an upgrade over Lafreniere. They're kind of getting back the same player. So what else would I have to give up? I'm not giving up my first. Schneider, Krasinski, no. They want Sheloff. I kind of like him. Danford, Greentree. You could give up a Liam Greentree, but he could be a good sniper for us in the future. No, I don't want that. Sheloff, I think we have that position covered if we wanted to trade a Sheloff. So Sheloff and Lafreniere for William Eklund. Will it go through? Trade rejected. Okay, we're going to have to give up more. Ryan Pohl, no. That's a dumb trade. I don't want that. Be willing to add in a third-round draft pick. So we have 2 of those. Skaters matching block. Who else would you want? Halinka, no. Yeah, honestly, like, I just don't... Like, I don't want to give up too much for William Eklund. Like, if we're going to move Lafreniere, I'd rather trade him for a sniper. Jesper Wallstedt. You really want to give him up? I'm just wondering, like... Shesterkin's 31. Do you bring in a Jesper Wallstedt? Like, we could afford it. Say we traded them... Novak. Because we're not going to... Probably not going to bring back Novak. But we're still trying to be competitive for this year. No. Honestly, I think we're just going to stay put for this year. I don't see a trade that I like. I don't want to give up too much of the future for someone that we basically already have. We have Gavin McKenna. Like, William Eklund doesn't make sense. So let's just get to the end of the season here. See how this team does. Oliver Moore rejects. Dawson Mercer rejects. Will Cooley accepts. So let's... Before we get too far on, let's just get these contract extensions out of the way. Locker room chemistry is going up, which is good. View contracts. That's what we want it here. Novak, no. Let's just go to all expiring. Dawson Mercer. Now you don't want a contract extension. 2 years, $6 million. We will wait on that. Noah Laba. Let me just look at this. Right wingers. Mercer, okay, we're going to wait on you. We might just be looking at flipping you. Oliver Moore. 1.6 for 2 years. Sure, I'll give it to you. Now, in the system, Noah Laba, I'd like to extend you. 1.2 for 2 years. $1.1. We'll just parson in. Just get these guys on cheap contracts now in case they Jump up here, rubric, same thing. Parsonen, Carricks, Soroka. Let's get some business done here so that it makes our off-season better. And we can get some good deals here while we're... Matt Rempe, let's extend you. 3 years. I'll give you a big-time contract there. Just keep you on the team, Poulat. Nope, that's all good. Goalies, that's all good. So we sent out some contract offers there. We'll see if everyone accepts here. Moore accepts. Laba accepts. Perfect. I think we're all good there. So let's get to the end of the season here. 30, 27, and 7. It's still possible. We're not out of the playoffs yet, but we're going to have to go on an absolute tear here. We got to beat these divisional opponents here. So Buffalo, big game. And we're going to take that. Toronto, another big game. That's another win. New Jersey, that's a loss. Okay, I'll take it. Can we bounce back? No, that's 2 losses in a row to New Jersey, but we bounce back against Philly here. We're only 2 points out of the playoffs. Best lines down in the AHL, that's okay. 33, 29, and 8. That's a 4-1 win. That's a 4-0 loss, okay. 4-2 win up against Utah. You know, we're making a good push here. Even if that's a 2-1 loss here. Okay, guys, we need to go on a run here. Dawson Mercer's been injured till April 8th. McKenna, you get up here, my man. And scratched. Get Radish in there. Okay, whatever. I don't want to go through and edit all those lines for a couple more games. If we make the playoffs, we will edit the lines there, but we'll go with the best lines there for the coach for the last couple games here to try to make the playoffs. Mercer's back. Just go best lines. Best lines are working right now. That's a 6-2 win. Can we beat Columbus? No. I think our playoff dreams are gone. But 38, 35, and 9, 85 points. You know, it's not too bad. Like, let's take a look at the... everyone else has got a couple more games here. So a disappointing year. We tried to make the playoffs. We were competitive. I will say that. So let's take a look at Stats Central here. The entire league. So where did we finish? Entire league, we finished... Oh, maybe down lower than I thought. 23rd, okay. But if we look at the Eastern Conference, Boston just missed out. Yeah, we weren't necessarily close. I would say we put on a good run, but we still have some work to do on that front. Adam Fox, only 67 points on the season. That's not good for him. Lafreniere, 53, 27 goals. Maybe he's a goal-scoring playmaker. Will Cooley, Novak. Okay, this team did not do very well. Dawson Mercer, not looking very good. McKenna, 38 points. He turned it around. Definitely a better end of the season than a start. And then Shesterkin, a 920 and a 260. You can't blame the goalie for this entire league. Yeah, like, he was up there for sure. All skaters. Nathan McKinnon won the Art Ross. Bouchard won the Norris. And McKinnon took home a lot of hardware this year. Good season for him. So, a disappointing season here for the New York Rangers. But I think next year we're going to bounce back even stronger. We're going to have some good growth. We're going to be able to add to this team through free agency, maybe have another good draft pick, maybe a Landon DuPont, or even a top 5 pick and draft like a first line center would be absolutely amazing. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this team, what our plan should be for the off season. So that's going to be it for this one here. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know down in the comments what you think this team's plan for the offseason should be. Should we be giving a contract to Dawson Mercer? What should we do? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, peace.